Hi, it's Courtney here with Squire Studio Suburban Microfarm, and it is that time once again. It is time for the August update for the Johnny Appleseed Organic Gardening Invitational. So I'm going to take you through all of my contenders and show you how they're doing. So stay tuned. So first up, we are going to start with my heaviest tomato contender, and this is one that I've been waiting on not so patiently. So the one that currently has a tomato on it is this one right here, and it is a Brandy wine tomato. So I have at least 10 tomato plants planted for the contest, and this currently is the only one that has a fruit on it. The other ones are still flowering. So the other ones in this area also have flowers, and the ones on the other side of my yard have flowers as well. And so I'm hopeful that they'll produce fruit too. But for now, I'm going to be caring for this one very carefully. I pruned these not too long ago, and then I finally did my trellising method with twine. And within the next week, I'm gonna come through and feed with Climate Guard. And then I'm just making sure everything stays consistently watered. But this is my very first tomato for the competition, and it is the Brandy wine variety. Alrighty, and then right this way is where I have my Carolina Reapers. These are my contenders for the hottest pepper in the competition. They're still getting munched on by some pests. I'm not sure what it is, but they're still getting some great height to them. And then I'm also battling aphids currently, ants and aphids. So I've just been spraying the plants off with water, and it'll knock them off for a day or two, and then I have to come back and do it again. But I do believe that this is the beginning of pepper blooms. So I have 2 plants that look like they're starting to bud up. So I'm hopeful that fruit is well on the way. And this is my pink banana squash plant. This is my main contender for heaviest squash. Since we put the rocks and the plank underneath the squash, we have not dealt with any more of the pill bug damage. And the squash is still getting some size to it. And then that's where I buried the vine a few weeks ago. I do need to come through here and just like pull all these weeds so that they're not robbing nutrients from the fruit. But then also right over here, I have a second large fruit. So I'm gonna grow this one out. There was 2 more on the plant, but we cut those off so that it wouldn't be taking too much nutrients from the vine. So I have 2 fruits currently left on the vine, and I'm gonna continue to grow these 2 out and see how big we can get them. But we also put a plank under this one. There was a piece of the vine going all the way over here with the 2 fruit on it, and I have since harvested those 2 fruit and cut that portion of the vine off. And then it has since, this is where the main vine is, it has sprouted another piece right here, and then there it has sprouted all this over here. This has grown within the last few weeks, so I'm gonna let it grow so that the main stem can get the nutrients from there, because you can see some of the leaves are dying back. So there may be another fruit over there, I'm not positive, but I'm gonna let all this grow for now. And we'll see what happens. But those are my 2 pink banana squash that are doing really well. So this is my sweet potato grow bag. I do have 3 plants in here. We had a windstorm this past week, and so one of the sweet potato plants lost a significant portion of the vine in that storm. It just got broken off and blown away. But then there's still 2 more in here that still have a significant amount of foliage. I did trim some of it off this past week so that the tubers would not be just focused on supporting the foliage, but so that the tubers themselves could also get a good amount of size to them. So I did trim it back a little bit this past week, And then this is how it's doing, and it's still putting out more slips from the vine, so they're still growing great. And then I've just been pulling off some of the mature decaying foliage as it starts to yellow. Okay, and finally I have my most exquisite curated container arrangement. This I do need to come through and clean it up this coming week because the gladiola that bloomed not too long ago, it's spent now, so I need to come through and just kind of like deadhead that off to clean up the bag. Several of the marigolds need to be deadheaded, as well as a couple of the zinnias that I have in there. So I'm gonna come through and cut some of the blooms off so that the flowers can have a chance to reflush. I can get a fresh flush of flowers, and then I'll be taking a huge bumblebee, and then I'll be taking another picture that will be another option for when voting time comes. So I'm trying to take pictures once a week or every other week up until the time it's time to vote, so I can pick at which stage the container arrangement looked its most exquisite. So I'm going to clean it up this week, and then probably a week after that I'll take another picture of how the container is looking. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Updated pictures are going to my Instagram, which is courtney.mccary, and that is also where you will go to vote for the most exquisite curated container arrangement, as well as your favorite organic gardening hack, which are both 2 categories in the competition. So be sure to follow along over on Instagram if you want to take part in the voting. And that is how all of my contenders for the competition are looking. So we took a look at our heaviest tomato contender, hottest pepper contender, heaviest squash, heaviest sweet potato, and most exquisite curated container arrangement. So those are the 5 categories, and then the 6th category is voting for your favorite organic gardening hack. So yeah, we have just about just over a month and then a couple weeks left in the competition. So in that time I need some peppers to arrive so then I can get them dried and sent off to Las Cruces to be rated on the Scoville scale. I'll definitely be keeping you guys updated from now until then, so you can continue to follow along with the journey here on YouTube, as well as Instagram and my TikTok profile. So yeah, that's how everything is doing, and I will be back at the beginning of September with another update for you guys. And until then, keep learning and keep growing.